Hi everyone! Did you also wait for the world to end on New Year's Eve? Right? Me too. And it didn't. So as a celebration we're going to learn John Mayer's Waiting for the World to Change. And we're going to learn the chords first. We're going to learn how to use them in different positions. It's going to be a good opportunity for you to practice the bar chords that we learned last week. And as a final note, I'm going to help you dress up the song, like my friend Joe Rossetti likes to call it. And we're going to learn this different tricks and tips on how to make the chords sound cooler the way John Mayer does it, by hammering on and other nice guitar tricks that make the chords sound a little bit more crispy. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. Why wait? Okay, let's go over the chord names and positions. I'm going to play the chords in open position first, and later we're going to go over the bar shapes as well, if you're up to playing bar chords. The bar chords are closer to the way John Mayer plays the song, so you might want to have that option as well. So the chords of the song are D major, B minor, G major, D major. Now the next four chords of the 8 chord set are almost similar, only this one starts with an A major. That's the only difference. A major, B minor, G major, and a D major. All of those are in open position, except for the B minor, that we can't play it fully in an open position, but we can, if we're struggling, we can only bar the first 2 strings or the first 3 strings and build our dexterity by doing that. There's also a transitional group of chords that is a D major to an E minor to a B minor, and finally again the E minor. Okay, those are 90% of the chords. There's only one chord left, which John uses on the G minor vamp, that is kind of like a breakdown, funky transition to the solo at the end. So it just plays a G minor chord over that, which you can do on the 3rd fret like this, or on the 10th fret like this. And there's going to be diagrams for all the chords, so don't worry. So next we're going to go over the strumming patterns that are going to be the same for both open position chords and for the bar chords as well. The main 8 chord strumming pattern has 2 different strum patterns. The first one is down, up, down. So it's going to sound like this on the D. You noticed I muted the last downstroke a little bit, but that's a stylistic choice I made. You don't have to do that. If you do, just lift up your fingers slightly from the D chord, or mute it with your right hand. And I'm going to show you more techniques how to do it in the future. But for now you can just do down, up, down. And on the B minor, it's going to be down, 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 up. So down, up, down, 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 up. On the G major, it's going to be also the same as the beginning strumming pattern. Down, up, down, and back to the D, down, down, up. Okay? Now, this is not set in stone. You can change it up a little bit, because John Mayer doesn't play this exact strumming patterns throughout the song. He varies it up a little bit, so feel free to experiment with that. Overall, it's going to sound like this. Okay, and for the transitional part, we have the D major and the E minor. We're going to just do downstrokes for that, so it's going to sound like this. D major, E minor. Again, D major, E minor, B minor, E minor. And going back to the beginning. the vamp on the G minor, you can take any of the strumming pattern, repeat them, change them up. Do as you wish, because that part is just a transitional part, and you can make it sound however it is that sounds good to you. Alright, so now that we have all the chords down and the strumming patterns down, we're going to use the same strumming patterns, but I'm going to teach you some other positions. So we have the bar chord position for D major on the 5th fret. We have a semi-barred position for the B minor on the 7th fret. We have G major on the 3rd fret and D major on the 5th fret again. If we want to use A major, all we do is we stay on the 5th fret and play the same position as the G major, only on the 5th fret. Now, those are basically all the chords. Maybe you can play the E minor here if you'd like as well. But this pretty much sums up all the chords in the song. So if you want to play it in bar positions, it would look like this. Okay? And for the transitional part we have so you have all the tools to play the song. Alright, now for the last part of the lesson. We're going to learn how to dress up or embellish the chords in a John Mayer-esque kind of way by using hammer-ons and pull-offs, and we're going to learn how to do that in a second. We don't want to use it on every chord because it can get really corny if you use it in unlimited amounts. So let's, for the sake of this song, let's just do it every other chord. So we'll skip the hammer-on and pull-off on a D. So it's just a regular strumming pattern. And for the B minor, we have our pinky free. So we're going to use our pinky to hammer on the 9th fret, 3rd string. So we can start by hammering on just with the index and pinky. And the way we pull off is if we hammer down, if hammer on is by hammering down on the notes and putting pressure on it, we're going to release that pressure by pulling off in a slanted angle downwards. And by doing that, we revert back to the original note. We can do a combination of a hammer on pull off, which would sound like this. Okay, so if we add this to the chord, we can add a cool effect that we sound like this for hammer on and like this for pull off. There's no such thing as a hammer off. I wish there was. And we can do a hammer on pull off consecutively to sound like this. Okay, so until now we have this. We have D major. You can play around with the hammer-ons and pull-offs. It's completely up to you. And they also work just as well with downstrokes or upstrokes. Okay, so we're going to skip the hammer-on or pull-offs on the G major. And for the D major, we're going to just maybe use a hammer-on at the end. So it will sound like this. And you can keep doing that for any other chords that you want, and use that in different songs. It's a fun technique to use, and it can really give nice embellishments for your chords. Alright, that was the lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and I urge you to go on my Facebook page. A lot of people go on Facebook to avoid practicing the guitar, but what if you can go on Facebook to practice your guitar? Did you think about that? So just go on Facebook. I am very accessible on my Facebook page. If you like it, you can put comments on, read some of my articles that I'm going to post on harmony, theory, different techniques. You can send me messages and ask me questions, and I promise to get back to each and every one of your comments. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I'll see you next week, and thank you for sticking by. Have a great week.